You can do whatever, dude. Oh. Woo. Oh, man. Crazy hair today. We're just going to go backwards. Oh. There we go. All right. I think everything's working. So should be good to go, I think, or hope so. Double A, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Audio, everything coming through okay out there? I hope so. I'm tired. Mick, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Sweet. How's it going, Theron? Indy, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Everyone have a good holiday, Christmas, everything. Hope so. Had a pretty good one here. I got like 5 new Lego sets and an R2-D2 Tamagotchi, and I'm super, super excited about those. Sweet. Oh, goodness. What did I tighten that down with? Okay, so this can stay in there. Jelly Bean, thanks for tuning in from South Bend, Indiana. Nice. There. Such a little guy. You need to not lose those. Well, this worked. A little micro winch worked great for the capper. I don't know if it'll have enough oomph left in it once we switch everything over. Weight-wise, I don't know. I actually might shave a little bit of weight going over G-speed with the capper trans being gone and stuff like that. So we'll see how everything goes. If not, we got plenty. Those little micro servos come in really handy in certain places. Ken, thanks for tuning in. Chainsaw, how's it going? Ivan, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's on well out there. Let's start. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the teardown process on the kiddo's capper. Get everything that I want out of it. Get it ready to rock and roll. Pick up probably just a standard 3-gear transmission for right now. We'll see, maybe. This one is the NSDRC microserver, the RS100. It's actually really strong. Just for the capper, the microservers they're easier to fit, and his was kind of a rush. He really wanted to do class 3 before Crawlapalooza, and I knew, knowing the Crawlapalooza courses, I knew he would need a winch. So we just went micro servo right then and there because it was an easy. It was the easier path at the time. They do make full size servo winch mounts for the capper. I just didn't have time to get one ordered or get one printed, stuff like that. So micro servo winch, been in there for a couple months, and he likes it a lot. So all good there. Still have the KLR M's on here. Might go with some OG KLR. Actually, so this will be a class 3. He'll probably just run these regularly, and then we'll get some custom tutus made for both his and my trucks, or we can flip flop if we need to. Ryan, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Double A, which class do I prefer? I really like class 2, but I am a better driver. Class 1 is my strongest class as far as me driving and performance wise. So I'm really taking a liking to Class 1 overall. Just the courses, the smaller tires and stuff. I think Class 1's easily a very big challenge. Stuff like that. A lot of stuff to look out for, pay attention to, change your builds up just a little bit there. So I really like Class 1, but as far as like building, I really like building Class 2 trucks. Driving, I'm just better at Class 1. Just got 2 of the micro servos in the V3 Phoenix digged. Looked at that winch just before you went live. Yeah, micro servos, they're gained a lot of popularity on the on those features there for the Phoenix. I know a lot of people are really liking those. So, and it's not a bad choice by any means. Just more space savings and stuff like that. I need to put those back in there. Otherwise, it will be the wrong one. So, anyone get anything cool, exciting, or any wish list item that you've been looking at that you happen to find its way under the tree on the old Christmas? Okay, 1 camper rear axle. To the front. Ooh, that's going. Double A got a new tool set. Nice. Tools are always, I know you can't have enough tools. I mean, even from RC to what I do on a regular daily basis, you can never have enough tools. Something always changes. There's always something new and exciting out there. So, tools are just kind of one of those things. It's like, yeah, I need that. Sweet. And a front axle. All right. That's the main gist of that. I guess I can take the motor out. There we go. Ooh, missed some there. Gilly, videos keep it up. Well, thank you. Appreciate the channel support. Matt, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Ryan, got a G-Speed V3 kit and accessories for my 10-2. Nice. People, heck yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, you can never have enough tools. Fred, what body is the yellow and white one behind you? That is the J Concepts Junior Mortician out there. Super cool body. I've seen it just has the ability to get some aggressive cutting and still look really good, as that body is cut angled. So I think it technically would count as a boat side, because I do where the doors would be, I have cut. So, which is okay. In the fronts, I cut the fenders off there, so the front would count as a pinch, and I have both sides. So I got my 2. Matt, all the families in North Denver. Yeah, I was just scrolling through that. I didn't catch any of the main details on that, but that's never good. Fires or anything like that is never good. So yes, if anybody in those areas is affected, be safe. More than anything, things can be replaced. Things can always be replaced. People, friends, family, they can't. So, I have thoughts on the 777 or the Servos. This is the only one I haven't ran either of those servos. This is the only Reese servo I have, and this is the 444. This was on the Capra when we got it, and it never went out, so we never really changed it. We'll probably swap that out with a G14 here at some point in time, now that he's really getting the hang of more Class 3 stuff. So we'll probably swap that out with the G14 and the NSDRC, the actual servos themselves. I've never used them. I know people that do use them, and they like them. Again, there's lots of good servos out there, but I don't. Being a driver for other servo companies, I do in my trucks. That is what I run. But Reeves has been in the servo game for a very, very long time. So probably doing something right. They've been in the game a very long time. No. And this is the worst part of the Capra, is just the transmission. If the Capras came with any different gearing on the transmission, it would have been, I think, a totally different vehicle. But that may just be me personally. I just think gearing in it, I've just never been a fan of the Capra gearing. We are probably going to swap his out here before too long for a standard 3 gear. Even if we wouldn't replace everything, that 3 gear was probably going to find its way in there. Now I have to take that one out. Or that one, because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, there's some here. Yeah, you never have enough tools or RCs there, Indy. Ryan H, 580 homes burned. Oh, no. Matt, 550 houses burned so far. Oh, my goodness. LAX, I heard that was Colorado too, right? The shooting I was reading that last night, or I saw a glimpse of it before I was getting ready to head to bed. I didn't get all the details or anything like that. Again, whoever is affected by that, oh my goodness. Just crazy times anymore. It's just that people just do that type of stuff and then make everyone look bad and stuff like that, when it's just simply that person was just a bad individual. Well, that's done there. Awesome. Just printed the panels from our Capra. Got the new red cage. That we were going to get the red cage, but then started really just looking at everything. And I was like, you know what? We're going to do a G-speed swap. It needed to be done. Whew. And yes, if I get up, it was a long day. Got home, just finished up eating and stuff like that. It was a long day. I pulled FRS, Subaru engine out before I left. Left it there in my bay. I was like, I'm going home. The thing about the week is good. We actually starting to pick up again, which is really, really good. But it's always rush at the end of the week. It always seems like, holidays have been the holidays for a very long time, and everyone seems to forget about the holidays until a day or two before, and then they need everything done right then and there. And customers, and just probably anything towards holiday seasons, they almost become unreasonable to a point. I'd like to get one of the new Capras. Can't remember. Do they use the same trans? Same trans. Just four-wheel steering. They did have to modify. The cage is modified a little bit to obviously fit for the second servo, just for better clearance, stuff like that. So So you got off at 12:45 today, Theron? I hate you. Old to the B. Hello from Norway. Norway, nice. Thanks for tuning in. That is probably early morning. The next day, it's probably Friday there. All right. I don't need these. Save them over there. I can go ahead and pull these shocks because I'm not going to use those shocks. All right, I'm sure they're nice shocks. They need to completely rebuild, I'm sure. But overall, they held up really good. They're the Proline Scalar shocks or some kind of Proline shock, and they held up really, really good on here. So, but we are not going to use them when we go to the V3. We are going to go with, for now at least, 2660 because with portals, I'd like to stay in that 80 to 85 millimeter range for shocks. Oh, Mick, yes, that would, yeah, working on motorhomes. Yeah, I mean, well, you're fixing it. I guess I'm just going to wait till it's done. I guess you can if you really, really want to. So, anything else new and exciting out there, everybody? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Theron. Use those for everything. Mike, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, it's all good. We're just kind of just hanging out here. Got the parts of the capper that I want stripped out of it for the kiddo's truck. We're going to get chassis ordered next week. I'm going to go with the orange carbon fiber V3 chassis. Get that rolling. We're going to stay servo and axle with the capper axle. Right now, he's going to lose dig for right now. We'll probably go with if we decided if he wants to go back with dig or four-wheel steer, we'll kind of see how he wants to go with that, see which route he wants to go. So for right now, it's just going to be a straight capper axle swap into the V3, which again does wonders. And I said capper was one of my first G-Speed builds. Actually, it was my first V3 build, and it was a blast. And actually ran that build all the way up until later this year when I get bored sometimes, and I just like to just change stuff up for other reasons, and just it's the build process, building different stuff, tuning, seeing each one's capabilities. Those are dirty. I guess this eliminates one transmission vehicle I don't have to tear apart. We'll mess with the grease. Actually, I just had these apart not that long ago either because I changed out overdrive gears in here. So actually, this whole truck may be pretty well good to go. I do have links already ordered in my drawer for this. I still have the capper axle links from my V3 build, so they're going to work just fine. We'll get those put in his. Everything swapped over. Probably just, like I mentioned earlier, just a standard 3-gear transmission for right now. Naturally, have a Power Wagon body on the way for, we'll be getting a Power Wagon body for it as well, which is what he said he wanted this time. He's like, I want to try Power Wagon. So, Power Wagon it is. Just like every other truck. And I'm okay with it because everyone always says another cliffhanger, another Power Wagon. Yes, it's true. Dang, the bodies work so well on the comp and performance side of it. Clearance, easy to cut, easy to fit, stuff like that. So we'll roll with it. Whew. Gary, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Working on the front motor mount. Nice. Did you are you just getting it set up, or did you get to find shock towers? Are you making some? Ivan getting 80mm drive text this Monday. Nice. AA got the new TF2. I can't wait to put XT60 plugs on the AC. Honestly, you probably just change out the whole ESC. The drag brake on the stock RC4 drive ESC is not that good. Even a 1080 is night and day difference on there. Mick set up custom TRX chassis with capper drivetrain, full size LP servo, and the dig works better now. Just rips. Nice. Heck yeah. Matt, make them nice. I want to see those when you're done. That'll be pretty sweet if you can make those. In my class 1, it's the whole forward motor mount from in the works, so it is built to just bolt into each of the different sets of rails. So Nick, nothing compares to Vanquish D. It's so smooth. Yes, it is insanely smooth. That's class 3 there, that Vanquish transmission. Like, I was debating the other day, maybe like a transfer case style setup and going 4-wheel steer, but it's too late. I don't want to mess with anything else. The dig, I mean, the thing turns completely around without tires on the tire. It doesn't move. So the turning's there. Yes, 4-wheel steer can come into play in several other areas or working around obstacles. But I also do like the dig a lot for descends and stuff like that. Help kind of slow that rear end down and just bring it all down. Raymond, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Nice. Yeah, that's one thing. I have to do the same thing on any RTRs I get. If I don't have, I do have a good selection of adapters if I need to, just to get it out and running. But more than anything, yeah, instant everything to XT60s. That way, all my batteries work. Oh, man. D-Shocker. And we'll find that later, I suppose. Actually, I better not. Yep, it's gone forever. We'll worry about that later. Those actually probably work really well. So we'll take those shots. Throw them in a drawer and be done with them. Well, I guess that works. Capra trans. I'll find a place to use it, I'm sure, at some point. Ooh, all right. Yeah, that went much smoother than I had anticipated. Yeah, that still works good. Motor ESC. I'm just swapping those parts over straight to his just to save a little bit for right now. Dig's a powerful tool. I'm working. Yes. Yeah, it took me a little bit to get everything, all my inputs and everything else set just right. But yeah, I like the crap out of the Dig. I had 4-wheel steer before, which 4-wheel steer is, I think, the more optimal choice, but Dig is nothing to sleep on. Austin, see a video of my Reaper on RC Review channel? No, I haven't watched many videos from that channel in a little bit, but very, very cool. If yours was on there and got to be used as that, that's pretty awesome. Gary, you have a great new year too. Yeah, I don't think I want to get out this weekend, but I don't think we're going to. If Mother Nature decides to actually do what the forecast says, I think it's supposed to start icing tomorrow night. And then Saturday and Sunday are both actually cold. Like, looks like we're finally actually going to drop below 20s for most of the day and snow Saturday. So we'll kind of see. It might just be a chill inside and relax type of type of weekend, which is always good. Still plenty of cars to tear through and clean up and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll go. Be nice to have some more warm weather, but honestly, I was getting a little skeptical with how long winter was, or how nice it's been through winter. Like I said, 65 degrees on Christmas here. That was just insane. Thought the horn was bent there for a minute. Let's see here. Well, anyways, those are done. Good there. These can all go over yonder. Theron, are you still there? I need those body posts, those flat body posts made. It's supposed to be 10 degrees this week. Yeah, that kind of. I just have a feeling Mother Nature and winter's just kind of sneak around the corner like, you guys forgot about me, and just right hook and just bring it all at one time. So yeah, the body post, the flat one that I have you do, is that I put a body post through it. Could I get a few of those? So I'm gonna need more too for the throwdown build too. We have to work tomorrow. Work tomorrow. But, yeah, I have to work tomorrow as well. I said I was sitting there. It was towards the end of the day, and car came in, throw a bearing, just absolutely toast. Did that, or recommended what it needed. Brakes were low, bunch of stuff, and then got the call and said, hey, he wants to do everything, but he also wants to pick up the car tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, as long as parts get here in time and everything goes smooth, it'll go. So I did all I could today. Basic stuff, just waiting on the rest of the parts to get here. So hopefully tomorrow, I went ahead and pulled the engine out. So tomorrow I just open up the new part boxes, slap everything back together, and put it in there. That FRS engine stuff. So hopefully all that goes well. 77 degrees. Yeah, you're down there. How? Yeah. You even get a winter down there? This thing's still working good. That link riser is awesome. But extremely, extremely well. And it's full of parts that I will have to use when I start putting everything back together. They're saying 25 Monday here. Rain, sleet. I won't stay long. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it'll stay around too long. It's still, we have not had many cold days here at all. So, Baltimore Australia does, but yeah. Well, that's good. So, yeah, kind of like that nice year all the way around. So, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think I remember a 65-degree Christmas either. Even here in the middle, but I just think it's going to come out and in for some vengeance, unfortunately, which is not good. I was really kind of enjoying it and crawling all the time. I think we were taking that for granted really too fast. Let's see. That felt good. Get more pop. That's a broken axle shaft. Very Southern California. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's pretty nice. Like, honestly, that weather, like, it's not the cold. If it's snowing and just, snow and ice, I understand cold. I'm perfectly fine with the cold because I like snow. If it's not snowing, it needs to be like 65 degrees, partly cloudy, no breeze, maybe just a slight breeze. I'm not a fan of wind either. I've been in Kansas forever. Wind never stops. Christmas Day was, that's what Christmas was really nice, and the forecast had the day after Christmas was supposed to be 70. It did not. It took a long time to get really, really warmed up. So, but we were still out crawling. Let's see here. I don't think that one's done. Man, everything's running. Well, might I say capper now? $69 times 74. Oh, cold and snow here in New Hampshire. Yeah, that's another area that's too far north for even me. But would be a good weekend to go at the end of the deer season if it's going to be a nice little cold, a little bit of frost or some snow. Be a great weekend for extended deer season here. I think my buddy from work's going. I was a little jealous. It's like, man, I want to go, but I have other stuff already planned. I wasn't really thinking of it. And also, apparently, again, it's New Year's, and I was like, oh, yeah, I probably have other things I need to do. Let's see. There was something I needed to work on, and I don't remember what it was. Could do some wheels, tires. Dang. There was something else I actually needed to look at, and I totally forgot what it was. Jolene, how's it going? What happened to the yellow class 2? It just kind of faded away. When I still have the body, it's just not yellow anymore. It became my class when I built the infamous truck, which was really low and slammed right off the start of the year. I just really liked the way the 210 and everything else was overall on that truck. So it ended up moving into my class 2 slot. So my class 2 became class 3 because I had stripped the upper one down, and then it got basically replaced when I built the mold there. So the body's gone. Actually, the whole truck has been basically stripped down and just found its way into other things there. What's the story with the? No, they. I haven't seen too much on, but we did get. Gabe did post some teasers with an SCX6 chassis. Oh, you mean for mine? Story with the new G-Speeds. Yeah, I'm gonna do just finish tearing down the kiddo's Capra. I'm going to take his axles and a few other things, and we're going to do a Capra axle G-Speed V3 build. It's not going to be a good winter. Joy for warm temps. Wyoming, and there's such little snow, I don't see it changing. Dang, even that far up there. Yeah, there's also that humid and stuff like that too. Humidity is pure evil. Just pure evil. Matt, those look good. I think those are going to work perfect. Sometimes those metal skills, and like I said, that ability to fabricate things is quite awesome. I don't have those types of abilities, so I can make do little bits here and there. I do have like bumper tabs, and like I have all the stuff to make bumpers, but I just never happens. I just end up getting a bumper made, or Iarc releases a new bumper. Speaking of Iarc, on their Instagram, released a bunch of new stuff, kind of coming out of nowhere there. Well, not out of nowhere. They always come out really cool stuff, but it looked like some really, really nice full width, Class 1 style bumpers, some hard body metal sliders. So like kind of similar to like the V3 sliders or just the regular standard sliders, but they have a mount there, 3D printed or printed mount of some kind that the hard body can attach to. So that's really, really cool. I think I ordered a few things from Iarc the other day. Just because the stuff is always top notch. Oh, nice! Did you get a custom cup made there, Raymond? That's pretty sweet. I have one laser engraved with my truck, and several different pictures and stuff like that. I do need to do something, but I don't remember what it was. That's fixed. I do need to mess with the class once more, I think. Yeah, humidity is nuts. Like that's what we get here, and then like I lived in Corpus Christi, Texas, for a while. That was pretty brutal. And it always happened like just that little quick 15-20 minute rain, and then the sun came out and everybody died. Just like the scene from Terminator 2, Judgment Day, right there on the fence. That's what it felt like. Anytime after rain and the sun decided they wanted to come back out. There was something on one of my trucks that messed up. I thought I wrote it down to fix it, but I apparently did not. But Matt, there is the in the works for motor mount, how it attaches there. How it attaches. So you're ditching the VFD completely then on your class 1? And I'm getting ready to use a VFD in another G-Speed build. There. I bent the crap out of that bumper this last weekend. I know it. Oh. That's what I knew I had something hiding somewhere. I have new shocks for this too. Yes. Yes, they're on. That is the one. What size is the center shaft? Oh man. On this one here, mine is 70. But depending on which setup you have, I think the like 65 to 85 or 65 to 75 is about that sweet spot. But that can differ. So mine's just a modified SCX drive shaft, and it's tight, but that one doesn't move, so I don't have to worry about that too much. And I slid everything, moved everything kind of where I wanted it. Did start cleaning up some wiring too the other day. We got some new wire wrap there and some big bags of heat shrink. So hopefully start going through and cleaning up my wires a bit. if I want to change that. I just got a motor and transmission like that. Can you change the gears and then try to build which, like one of the Team Garage Hack transmissions? I don't know if they make the different gear sets. I would think they probably can. It's something you probably have to contact them for. I know like their standard T case comes in 0% or 15%. Then they have the Creeper T transfer case, which is 30%. So mine is 0%. I get all of my overdrive on this one in the front from the ring and pinion, which is 22 or 24% overdrive, which I found I really, really like that on my Class 1. Apparently I didn't have all my wheels tightened down there. There we go. And there, so... just a scotch. Oh, I really don't know if I want to change anything on the Class 1. I know exactly how it drives, but I can at least change and mod some of the stuff if I need to. Mini T springs. A whole bag of them somewhere. There they are. What are you hoping to see in the crawler market for 2022? Oh man, yeah, that's a really good question. Good question indeed. Well, that was a good question. What would I like to see for 2022? Oh man, all the releases this year, I think, really kind of a lot of them were just on point with kind of the way the market and everything was going. Actually, any true licensed Toyota body would be really, really cool. Any generation, third, fourth, or fifth gen 4Runner would be pretty stellar. Or a Tundra, Lexan, or hardbody. Just give me something new to work with would be really cool. That is really, really what I want. I want more Toyota bodies. That is what I really, really want. I want more Toyota bodies. can never have enough. I am thinking about doing like maybe an LC70 build on something, but not quite sure where that's going to go or where we're going to go with that. Man. Maybe some more kits. An SCX6 kit would be cool, but they already said that is not going to happen. Man. Capper straight axle. Capper straight axle is something in an axial that gives you the capper axle width. I really, really like the width of the capper axle. If it was a straight axle, it would probably be on a lot. It would be on a lot more things of mine. Because even just going for portal might just make it narrow just by maybe a couple millimeters. That would be ideal for me. 1520 overdrive in my SCX-10-3 front portals. 15. Which gear set did you get? It was one of the. I have it somewhere. Because there's 3 common ones. There's or 2 common ones: Mild and Wild from Team Garage Hack. Dang, 1520. That's. I'd have to look up the gears. Normally, all those gear sets will say I've noticed on like the cappers and the 10-3s, they say what the overdrive is on those. Do you think someone will get on RTR almost ready to run LCG truck? That would be very interesting. I think. I mean, the market. I think it could be there, but unfortunately, it wouldn't be like a big company RTR. It would have to be one of the currently chassis companies, because when you get like something like a bigger company involved, yeah, you may be able to provide them the chassis, but just not saying they always cut corners, but generally it's going to be kind of RTR quality on things. So I think your overall quality might end up hurting, like say someone like Axo made an LCG type truck, and they may base the chassis off someone else's or get someone else's chassis and use, but then the other parts I think would kind of hurt it. It would flood. I mean, wouldn't necessarily flood the market. Actually, probably would, the way everything is going right now. But just with using lower quality parts, I think a lot of people would end up kind of being back to where they are and building ground up. Now, if it was, say, from someone that's already in this, a lot of these companies, everyone may be their own, do their own chassis, their own products, but for the most part, almost everybody gets along, at least to a point. And there are a lot of companies that work very closely together. G-Speed, Hardcore work well. Three Brothers in the works. A lot of them, a lot of us know each other. A lot of us drive with each other on multiple teams and stuff like that. So it would be very cool. It would definitely be on a smaller basis, and you'd have to get with, there are obviously motor and ESC companies out there that would get on board partly with that. The link companies, stuff like that. I mean, there's already a lot of people just going crazy and buying everything and getting stock and stuff like that. So then if you start pushing out where, trying to get it in like an RTR quantity of parts, I think it could affect also, again, back to like the guys like us that just build to build. So when we can't get parts because they're building for RTR or something else, then, there will always be someone that gets upset or doesn't like it and stuff like that. So it would be cool, but it would be a very big niche market, small quantities, and a lot of companies really, really getting along and to try to get that figured out and to get everything to agree and work right, stuff like that. 3 gear, 50 for class 1. I've got some SSD diamond axles I can snag from another rig. I mean, the VFD itself is a better transmission, just overall performance. It has forward motor mount. It puts that motor forward. It has overdrive options, 6% or 20%, and it counts as a transfer case. It gets you 4 points there. I would go VFD in class 1, and it's low profile for interiors and stuff like that. Gentlemen, yes, definitely more Toyotas. Josh and Matt were talking last night about the 2022 rigs. Seems like kits may start disappearing soon. Yeah, I was watching that as well, and it is kind of weird seeing that. But I get it. I could see it too. The way things are, just some people they want it. I think Amazon's ruined us all. I'm wrong. I love my Prime shipping, but people now expect that for everything. So kits, people don't have the time to build a kit. They don't have time to wait for electronics to build a kit. They want everything right then and there, even though the stock electronics aren't going to last. You're going to have to replace them anyway, and then you'll still be back to waiting for parts. They want it right now. And also just the feedback and stuff that people are getting with kits, because a lot of things happen in the kits, and 90% of the time the problem is user error, install, assembly. That is the problem, and people don't like to admit that they messed up, or, oh, I know how to build this. I've built 30,000 of them. Well, obviously you didn't, because that is broken, and the only way that can break is by assembly. Yeah, again, kits are they're taking a dive, especially I think the Phoenix was one. I love the truck. It is a great kit, and it puts down on everything else in its realm, in that stock kit to other RTR platforms, especially when you start talking the money. I mean, yes, it's $500, but that freaking early Bronco is $580. Now for $80, you do all that, $80, you could get a 1080, a Crawlmaster Sport motor. So there's 60. And you could get, even if you have to, you could get a 25 kg servo for just the steering servo, and that puts you that cost. And you don't even have to use the overdrive or the dig, and it'll beat it. It just would. I would even give it to the stock Vanquish tires versus the axial stock tires. It's just a better truck, but it's complex. There's a lot of pieces in there. That was a lot of people's first kits, and they had a lot of people were overwhelmed. And unfortunately, they wanted to ask for help, but they asked for help, and it turns into a disaster. And then they don't want to talk about it, so then and also the fact that everyone just seemed to instantly be putting anything that went wrong was putting everybody on blast, and without even reaching out. To me, anytime I've ever had a problem, first thing, being an adult, you should kind of do is contact who the manufacturer is, or contact who sold it to you, and figure it out. You don't just instantly resort to putting them on blast with a bunch of negative stuff that's probably not actually wrong. It's just because you didn't know how to build a truck, and you want to blame everyone else and blame the manufacturer, and then make the manufacturer of the kit look bad when that wasn't the case. That's what honestly grinds my gears more than anything, is how fast just people put anybody on blast. It is ridiculous. Because unfortunately, the past couple of years, in case people have been off grid or living in a rock, the world's changed quite drastically over the last 2 years, and it's never going to be the same. So you're going to have to start getting used to the way it is. The Ecto was popular. Taking that said, the Ecto was really sweet. Yeah, I could see that. Like, kind of like that a little bit here and there. Offset axle hunting. Now, I've used a VFD with AR40 with SSDs. So take the VFD on whatever S6 style skid you have, get your links and everything in there. And then what I did is I got the motor in there, and for the VFDs, I drill my own holes for the transmission. So I move the transmission over as far as I can, and then drill holes and put a spacer in there and mount it that way. That way it does give a little bit there for that drive shaft to just kind of sneak past. It's close. It's very close, but I have got it to work. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Building's probably one of my favorite parts. Nick as well. Yes, I enjoy building a lot. Sometimes I enjoy just sitting here building more than driving the trucks. I'm not saying I don't like driving the trucks, but I really enjoy building of it. Like this is my hobby. This is my relax. I come home, I can sit down, do a little building, do some tinkering, and just feel better and just kind of relax and zone out. I don't have to worry about the rest of the world. This table's my time. What should I do for my next build? AR44 base or something like that on a V3. I mean, sky's the limit. Any build. Like I don't necessarily have a for like comping. I have preferred stuff that I like to use just because that stuff's proven itself from time and time again. But when it comes to a new build, I mean, just about anything. I mean, there's lots of axles and axle options out there. Maybe you want to try like I did the Molt there. I wanted to try straight axle front, portal axle rear. I know it's not new. People have done it before, but I wanted to give it a try. Or if you want to build an IFS V3, which I've done, that's actually pretty fun. Yeah, sky's the limit on stuff like that. Scott, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. He's stuff to be. I can fix it. Yes. Now that would be pretty sweet too. If there was like something RTR or assembled style trucks like this, I would be totally on board for assembling trucks. I think that would be a blast. I get to build all the trucks and not spend a dime. And then I would end up spending it on the trucks I just built. Taylor Big Phoenix is awesome. Work Texas, yes. It is. It is a super fun truck. Like I said, I like everything about it. And it finds its way into the truck every time I go out for the weekend or anything like that. So maybe that's something we can tackle in the market. Just start building, even just base like trucks. AR44s. I mean, that's always a common and popular option, and the axle performs really, really well. So you're not like degrading anybody's build right off the bat because AR44s are consistent and they work. Sweet. Well, fuck, that's done too. That'd be pretty sweet. Just sit back, chill, and build all day long. Sounds like a plan to me. I don't have to change that back up. I said, as much as a lot of us we enjoy this part of it, the build and everything else, it does seem to be like that's just some people's things is they're so intimidated by an LCG truck that they don't want to build it, or find someone to build it for them, stuff like that. Which I mean is fine. I mean they know they don't want to get in too far over their head, which I totally understand. But I mean, they look intimidating, they look daunting, but when you start working, start going at it, they're not nearly as complicated as one may seem. Dang, I lost an entire bolt out of there. This is why you always make sure your stuff is tight and working. There. Yeah. Didn't even have all the bolts in the servo mount. That could have been bad. It probably would have held just fine. So I always make sure everything's tight after it rebuilds. I'm going to change those up just a little bit. This up here. Customers who think about doing Ultimate Cheater, that's not Portal. Yeah, that can totally be. I mean, thing now. I mean, you're probably going to go, wider axles because that's kind of the premise. The wider axles do generally. I mean, you're performing better and stuff like that. If you're not using Portal, so maybe some beef tubes, XR width AR44s, or there were a couple of places that had some custom axles that I was looking at, but I don't remember. I can't remember the actual name. I'll figure it out later on. As soon as everything's over, I'll remember. Who do I get my interiors from? I can't find a video where you mentioned who it was. I make my interiors for the most part. Like class 1 right here. I made it. It's not pretty. Styrene, some glue, and some fabric. One of my class 2, I think I did a new one for the class 2, and it came out a lot better. Really gets it in there, sets it down for some more, the realistic depth, just a basic dash, and just kind of molded styrene there, the steering wheel, made a bench seat with some fabric. Now that is another video that totally forgot about. Now that the rules haven't changed, making a kind of budget handmade interior. Just making a handmade interior. Even if it's just even if you don't comp, do rules or anything like that, I always at least like to have all my electronics covered and stuff like that. It's just one thing, like I like to cover that part of it, even if the truck, obviously I know it's not real, I still like to cover the stuff up. I can't wait to get the V3 Phoenix, and yes, I'm really excited to see that. As soon as I finish figuring out, I am locked out of the messenger part of RC Crawler, so I'll figure out what that is, and I'll send you some messages back, Indy. Thing I would have done to improve Phoenix is straight axle. The approach angles on water are way better than my Pro. Straight axle would be pretty sweet. Honestly, for the portals, I think it does really, really well. I think it does really, really well for being a portal, more so than my Ultra was. Having more weight down low, this handled a lot better, and yes, definitely much better approach angles. Now, I think if I do get another Phoenix, it would be to use the Phoenix axles for this style of build, and then put some other straight axles under there. Tyrannical RC, do I use Teams? No, I use XT60 on everything. Just a overall better connection that can handle more power. And the Deans they're simple and they work, but XT60 is just a better plug. Truck here, I think I could do that. Me driving a truck, it makes it hard, but we'll be changing jobs here in a couple weeks. Be home every week. Nice, that'll be good. Always good to have more time for tiny trucks. But yeah, Phoenix is worth it in my opinion. It is really, really well worth it. Yeah, that might be too much. It would help with a little bit more clearance there. Still top heavy. I'll have to throw it back on the scales. Get that figured out. Pretty sure there was something I wanted to move on there to change some of that weight balance around. Scott here, working on my scratch and tear for the night for the new C1, trying to get done for January. Called Bank Key City. Nice. Oh yes, I've watched a lot of comp videos in there. That place is pretty sweet. If I'm ever in that area and around, I definitely want to go there and check that out. That area looks really, really fun, and it's super, super cool. Just a few short months, we really can really start the countdown for Scale Nationals too. So getting excited for that. Be a long drive, but it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, not a problem, man. Trucker. As always, sometimes if it's during the day, sometimes at work, I kind of just chill and catch up on stuff, lunch or free time, or just when I get home. And I do usually mute almost all of my stuff, Messenger, Instagram. Like I may still be on there hopping around, but messaging part of that, I usually mute all of that about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I just turn all that off. If I'm on there, I'm on there. If I'm just hunting around and, use the bathroom, whatever. But I do turn a lot of it off. So if I don't respond at nighttime, I just silence and turn all that part of it off. What am I doing for Class 0? Class 0, working on the TF2. Oh my goodness. I wanted to get excited for the Trailfinder 3, but I just can't get excited for it. But I am excited because while I was looking at details for that, I saw the other TF2 they have, which is there was the 87 extra cab Back to the Future one, but now they have a generic one that is almost ready to run, so no electronics. So that's actually really cool because I do like that body, but it is a long wheelbase, so kind of have to see how that goes. Ooh. Oh, 2.5 hour drive? Yeah, that's not, dude. If I was 2.5 hours from that place, yeah, I'd be there quite a bit as well. So, yeah, for Class 0, so we picked up Trailfinder 2 just to get going. Want to do leaf spring, stay like that, hard body mounting, all that stuff's there. We will be swapping these axles out. We'll be swapping in AR44s, at least AR44s, probably SSD housings, or let's see. We'll see how my Class 2 does after Scale Nationals. If I find I don't like the Curries, just the grinding, we'll go with SSD, both SSDs in there, and we'll take those Curries out, and we'll put the Curries in the RC4 drive and get the leaf springs mounted up on there. But at least probably just grab some AR44s, get the leaf mounts, swap in AR44s on there just for a stronger, better axle, better turning, stuff like that. And transmission, this has the 2-speed in it. I need to get it out. I at least want to maybe get it out, but it's just a single speed in there. But I may just wait until when the R4 transmission and transfer case come out fully available. and then we'll probably swap something like that in there. But it's slowly getting there. I do have a blast with it. I do think it is really, really fun just to watch it kind of bounce and struggle over every little obstacle. It's really, really fun. So we've already got bow house skid here, bow house rear shackle mounts. We have the AM garage reverse shackle mounts, stuff going on there in the front. Need to finish cutting. Actually, I just need to paint the inner fenders here for this side, for the front, to just fully cover up all the electronics, and it's ready to rock and roll some more. I do like these wheels, so I'll probably stay with these wheels. I do want Proline Crawler Class 0 tires, just because it's just a better tire. And probably pull this body off and strip it down and see if I can get it painted. It's a nice, new refreshing paint. Don't know if I'll go orange or change it up a little bit. But overall, like I said, I do have a blast with it. It is super fun. I do need to work on the doors more just to make them more, depends on where I'm at, to fully close them off or leave them to. For local, this year, 2 doors are fine. One, I run it, so we can do all that. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Trick here, all good glitch. Stand my days are 14 hours. Sometimes I forget other people don't have. No, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes I'm up, and sometimes I will answer at weird, random times. But just in case I don't, it's not annoying. Sometimes when it's just late night, and I'm just like, I'm checking out from everything. I check out, and I'm done. Raymond, yeah, the 85, the Forerunner is really, really nice. Theron got one that is his Class 0, and we've been taking him out, and it is pretty sweet. Scale-wise, he's got me one up because it does have the full scale engine and all that already in there, so kind of one up me there, but it will fit in here. I think I can make it fit. I might have to do a little bit of trimming, but I think I can make it fit. Oh, Bill, live in Reno, Nevada. Oh, man. 45 minutes, Donner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're in perfect everything. Just rub it in. I see. Kansas, I drive everywhere. Now, we have a really good local area, so we can at least always get out and crawl. So that's not a huge deal, but it would be nice to be close to some of these big things. But at the same time, at least I'm in the middle. So if it's an East Coast or West Coast event, I can plan enough out for it, and then we can get it going. Matt, I have 1 or 2 extra single speed transmissions. I might hit you up here in the next week or so. Just get going. I know. One other thing is I was thinking about doing a VFD. That's the other option. Jake has a VFD in his with a custom skin and everything, and it does really, really well. So we'll see how that goes, but I may hit you up on that. Jen, thanks for tuning in. Hound Stuff, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Hound Stuff, yes, I have seen them. I think I looked at them before. I think it was cost. It was like cost or availability for a while. They were either hard to get or their cost was kind of odd. It's like generally for like the Hilux here, like I get the RC four-wheel drive cab, it's $15. I get the Bob bed, it's $20. So right there, it's pretty cheap. Yeah, I think the body kits, the complete body kits, obviously are more expensive on the RC4 drive, but I think just overall cost, I don't think there was many people at the time that could get the cab and stuff individually. I think more so can now because they're that Demon Toyota S cab that does look really, really good. I wanted to do a cross RC. I was thinking about getting a cross RC, and then I started watching videos and reviews, and we changed my decision pretty fast. Rusty, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yep. 5 minutes away from Horseman Center, so good crawling. 5 minutes. Yeah. And that's finding that good crawling area. Like, you guys obviously are much closer to the big areas and those, just that amazing natural terrain, stuff like that. So that's pretty awesome. I said anytime like we travel or do some trips, I always depends on where we're going. If I can get away with it, I at least try to sneak an RC car in. If I, just get an opportune moment, go out and do a little bit of crawling. Or if I go up to Kansas City for training, I will bring an RC with me too as well, just because sometimes you need to get bored in the hotel and I'll just go crawl. And there are lots of places up there to crawl, and a lot of the regional guys, a few of the regional guys are in RCs as well. So it's definitely nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's they just had a lot of weak parts, but their bodies are spot on. The detail on the bodies and stuff like that look great. But as far as the durability, that is where they kind of fell short there. Yeah, I think someone had one up for sale locally for a while, but I thought about getting it, but then I decided not to. Yeah, yes, Scott. Cardworks does make a skid for the VFD for like SX styles. Yeah, or fish crawlers. Yeah, I think that's actually where it's from. You're right. Fish crawlers, and the carbon prints it and makes it as well. Surely I noticed none of your videos mentioned S66. It's just one of those things. Well, if the Phoenix hadn't been released, we would have an SCX6 because that was the next truck that I wanted to get and was ready to rock and roll. And I knew at the time there wasn't at the time a ton of aftermarket parts. So I know I could at least get away with buying the RTR and keeping it stocked for a little bit just because I would mostly be forced to because I couldn't buy anything. But then the Phoenix come out and I was like, yeah, we're getting that one because that's fun because it easily got all of that put into it. So since that happened, and then a couple other breaks and builds kind of jumped in place there. So, and then the holidays hit, so just kind of really had to wait on that one. The SX6, it'll probably sometime mid next year, maybe, unless I find a good. Our hobby store sold 4 or 5 of them. And I've only seen one actually at our local area crawling, and that was this weekend, and it is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Our local area, actually, I don't even know if it would even be fun. I don't think it would be challenging enough for how big that thing is in our main lines and stuff like that. Now it would be fun to build, which is another thing. Just be fun to build, or G-Speed S6 chassis. That might be something as well. Maybe, or I need to start checking. I haven't checked in a while. If they have parts individually available yet, then maybe we'll at least build axles and then SCX6 axles and go to town. Kind of see what we can do. Yeah, listen, 4 or 5 of them they've sold at the local hobby town. I've only seen one, so I don't know where they hide or anything like that. It's like the FJ4. Oh, MST. Yes. Yeah. That I bought the full MST body kit here in the States. It was $105 for just that, and all I used was the cab. But it worked. It was spot on for what I liked. So, Yeah, that was one of those ones. Like, all I used was the cap. I think I saw everything else is still in a bag somewhere. About 45 minutes. Oh yeah, Team KK. Okay, I got you there. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think Team K. They're doing the. I saw the event right. They're doing the Team KK TTC event, and it is on my wedding anniversary. So I'm not even going to attempt to ask permission for that one. We're just gonna. We're not going. uh, that I wish I'd had my Rift with me to see how much wider they are, um, how much wider the S66 axles are, because then I could gauge those axles a little bit better, kind of get an idea just what I'm looking at. Because the wheels and everything else just make it is massive. That tire is almost 8 inches tall. So someday, maybe I'll get lucky. Someone won't like their S66 local and let it go for a decent deal, or trade something like that. I'm sure I can find stuff um, that people would enjoy. Yeah, Indy, exact same. I mean, yeah, that's it. If the Phoenix had been released, we would have one. But Phoenix released, and that easily had my attention way more than the SCX6. And then holidays happened, so we'll recover. Left for work to fully pick back up, get back on track. We'll be good to go. Yeah, I mean, she lets me do all of this and lets me have my hobbies. My truck, like I said, I mentioned before in the live stream, like we were planning the wedding and everything. We had a cake test planned for lunchtime. So I was like, yeah, just do that. I'll leave work and I'll meet you. That morning at work, I had a brand new set of methods delivered for my truck at work and new tires. And I wasn't thinking I should have just waited until after lunch, but I was excited. I pulled my truck inside. We pulled wheels, tires off, put brand new wheels and tires on my truck, and I was like, oh, lunchtime. And then went to our wedding cake test. And then got out and was just looked at me, truck, looked back at me, looked back at my truck, and you put new wheels on your truck. And I was like, I did. Like maybe a month or 2 months before our wedding. And then Scale Nationals. Going to Scale Nationals, and it is the day after her birthday. So I get away with just about anything. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better wife. The hobbies and everything else works awesome. I don't get murdered for this stuff. SOZ, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. More shit. Those will go in there. I don't think I missed anything. Ooh, one other thing will be, do need to start. I think BGR. I think they had some stuff back in stock the other day. I need to get parts ordered for the 1.9 Wraith to finish getting it. Cade, all the BGR stuff for it going. Get there. Ripper bumper won't fit because that's what I was looking to do the other day. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Like I said, we'll be doing. Mir, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, we're gonna get some parts ordered next week for the G-Speed capper build, and then I said I do have other parts and other builds that I want to. Get knocked out, stuff like that. So may just kind of spacing out for a little bit. Also, just getting ready for Scale Nationals. I may do some builds, but it'll probably be building and just kind of small drive time if I do get any new ones done. Really just want to focus on getting on as much drive time as I can with class 1, 2, and 3. Just the more I know my truck and better knowing its limits on what it can and can't do and all that stuff just helps a lot, especially in that decision-making ability. Courses, you know, courses, 12 gates, 13 gates, 5-6 minute courses. You don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and kind of debate on at a gate. You have, that 15 to 30 seconds to hit that gate, make your decisions, and get past the gate, progress through the gate, stuff like that. So definitely as much drive time as I can. So hopefully that'll be good news. Hopefully there'll be plenty of driving videos, hopefully coming soon. But like I said, Mother Nature decides she wants to come in swinging since she's been pretty docile the past couple months. That may put a hindrance on, or I'm going to start building obstacles in here. I do have a angled test board against the wall here that I do test for just basic stuff, but overall should be pretty good. And that will be, I can I'll at least start getting some of the Sorka videos knocked out. I'm just waiting for the new Sorka website to officially go online and stuff like that. So I said, just waiting for the new website to come back up. No new rule changes, but there are at least websites getting completely redone, stuff like that. So hence I feel like on RC Dead Zone, finding new crawl spots, locations. Yeah, I just got lucky when my friend Corey, got me into RC. We started crawling around, and he just started searching RC crawling, and the first thing that popped up was Aircat Memorial Park, which is a single track bike track and trails and a prairie. Well, the first thing in Google Images that popped up was an RC crawler. So we started going out there a couple times, and then Facebook, he just found Wichita Custom RC. So we hopped on and said we'd just been going out there, just the two of us, crawling a little bit, or I would go out there, just me and the kiddo. We'd go on like a Friday night or Saturday night and crawl. And then saw on the page that everyone crawls Sunday mornings is a local crawl time. So we went out there that that upcoming Sunday. There was just a ton of people there. So yeah, no local hobby shops at all. And that was another place where I met a lot of people, was the hobby shops. Hobby shops on Facebook with our local area. But none of that. I mean, yeah. Now with the crawling locations, you just kind of get lucky. Like our main area, Aircat, we crawl at, it is truly like our own little mecca. Now also, a little bit over in Newton, the Harvey County RC Club, they have an airstrip built for their RC community, and they also built another section for RC crawling. So we are have the works of a very good area there at Harvey County, crawling, stuff like that. I know they've been putting in a ton of work there, so that's another area we crawl at. We also have another guy that's wanting to do an indoor style course. He has an indoor slot track, and he apparently has the room and wants to add on and do some indoor crawling. So we kind of got lucky here with the amount of people in the RC community. So definitely happy there. Yeah, that's the thing. Indoor hobby shops, I've seen a lot of them start building in there. SLZOC mullet build would only be allowed in class 2. And I mean, I just call it, the mullet just got a straight axle front, portal axle rear. There's no restriction. That can be in any of the classes as long as the rest of the body and everything else meets that class. Now that one, since I put the capper rear axle on it, and I do have dig on it, that is class 3. But if I disable the dig or don't use the dig, I believe actually since I've changed my offset, that rear axle does touch in the body just enough. I think I could actually use it in class 2 as well. Now, also that would make it more wider going into a class down, which has narrower gates, so it would be close. Our hobby shop, I mean, we have just about everything. We have a very big, consistent no prep scene, and the bash scene as also. Um, we have a dirt track that's actually used all the time, and also at our big city park, the county park, we just do just about everything there. Um, yeah, we got permission from the city that this X amount of area we can basically do whatever we wanted. So our area is really really good just overall on RC. It said no prep, lots of the dragging in there, drifting. There's even a lot of guys working on some drift stuff. Bashing. There's that crowd is really. It was very very big several years ago. It kind of dwindled down. And over the last year, it has really really exploded. As far as everyone out there and the amount of trucks, stuff like that. So it's definitely awesome to see there. Yeah, that is one thing. When it is time for a new house, I'm definitely planned to do work on a little crawler course, at least something to test out. Or like even if I'm still doing videos stuff like that, even something I can just go out and test right there on the rocks. So rather than it's still not a bad drive. It's only like 10-minute drive to AirCap from the house. But even if something just, quick video, hey, let's test this. Let's see this control. Just be able to hop out and test it real quick. It'd be pretty sweet. But also, I mean, just always different parks and stuff like that. Google Maps, like you said, that was a big one. I always would change the terrain to see different areas or anywhere around rivers too. Rivers tend to have some good terrain around them. Oh yeah, just what Amy said, the satellite view. That's exactly works really really well. Sweet. Oh, blue whale. Oh, hey babe. Sorry, I didn't. I'm getting caught up on comments. Speaking of wife, there is wife. You can cut up here. Indy. Nice. South Central Wisconsin would drive about 45 minutes an hour and stuff. Illinois, it's a bit of all. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think that's really, especially for like crawling, our area, the air cap there is huge. Like if we didn't have that area, I don't think crawling would be as big. I don't think it would be nearly as big because there isn't a readily available place to just go out and enjoy your RCs. Now, bashing, you can always find a parking lot or something to do, but it's always having good people there. Drag racing too. Crawling, I think, is kind of a hard one to have. It's obviously growing. It is growing immensely, I think, across everywhere. But to have a good local area, like you need at least some area to really have some good, place to get some good crawl time in. Pull some good lines or some trail runs, stuff like that. Bike paths or any nature hike areas are generally pretty good. And they always frown upon the RC car on stuff like that. But I was like, it's an RC car. It's not hurting anybody. It's just fine. We'll do like crawls by the river, through downtown for like our urban crawls and stuff like that. So we actually have several good areas, and we've been on the lookout. I've been on the lookout for other areas that are close, like I said, close by the house. So if I wanted to test something real quick, I can just run, down the street, a couple blocks away, do some quick crawling, and be done. Now, like if I was, testing a basher drag car, I just go right down the street. I have a full open blacktop area where I did my speed runs at when I was doing my limitless, which was a perfect area. For the speed runs, I think it was 3 minutes from the house. There was just off to the side is a nice, clean 2-lane road ends at a cul-de-sac, and there are 2 businesses on the side, and they close on Friday, not open on the weekends. So you pull down, pull in the cul-de-sac, unload, get everything set up, and then the road, you had a good half-mile stretch before it hit the intersecting road there. And the part I like most, there were no curves. It was straight open field. So if I had something happen, misaligned and it shut off, or someone walked in front and I needed to bail, I could ditch it and not have to worry about hitting a curve at 115 miles an hour. So no, that area was harder to find. Well, if I remember correctly, it's used for actual street racing, but it worked out really, really well for the RC cars on like a Saturday afternoon. Speed runs was definitely an area I had to do some searching for to find a good area, just because you want to stay away from curbs, anything where you can damage the vehicle if you even sneeze wrong. But you also need an area that had enough open stretch to really get the RC going. The limitless was super, super fun, and I hit my goal. I hit triple digits, and I was really, really excited. Just to have an RC go that fast was really, really awesome. But you can only do so many passes on those. So I could get everything loaded, batteries, 2-3 sets of batteries, charged, ready to go, and get about 15 or 20 minutes before you just either have to sit there for a while and let everything cool down, or everything was dead. Speed runs, I killed many batteries. Yeah, like when I first started, like air cap, found it pretty early into crawling. But even after that, like I would just drive around local parks. I don't know how big the city is, but even downtown, oddly enough, generally a lot of those places have like rock displays and other things. Probably frowned upon, but it is places to crawl. Especially rivers too. Like I said, anywhere, or even if there's a closer city that has like a river or even streams going through them, generally along those, they have stuff, rocks built up, which can make for some good crawling and stuff like that as well. Bill, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's about that time as well. I need to go get some other things going up and fire up Halo, because I'm still going through that, because I'm just taking my time. Oh, that would be really, really nice. That's a beautiful area too. Just that whole area is just super, super nice. But anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up for the night, guys. Got a few things I need to finish up, and I think we should be good for live stream next Thursday as well. I think I might have some stuff in time, but if not, I can at least maybe get a body. We can start just cutting stuff up. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, probably try to get some other videos knocked out to weather this weekend, and just at this point, Oregon. So we're kind of on a downtime right now. But in the meantime, hope you enjoyed. As always, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, any of the videos, like I said, that last one, the what to expect for 2022, any ideas or any video stuff you guys would like to see, head back to that video. Throw a comment on there, anything like that. So I will do my best, see what I can do to get some videos. So in the meantime, everyone, have a great one. As always, crawl on.